Happy Friday, everybody. My name's Mike Jimenez, and this is The Acquired Taste. This podcast is produced by Joe Garcia. You might recognize this face right here. Brandon Big Poppy Medina co-hosting with me today. You know, we go back way back. So much so, you may remember this sound. Joe, let's go ahead and play this.
Brandon Medina and Michael Jimenez are the Fantasy Gods.
Uh-oh.
Man. God. Come on now.
Oh, man.
That's trouble when you hear that.
Man, Pledger, when he put that one together, did a very, very good job.
He did, man. He did.
But we're bringing it back.
We are.
The Fantasy Gods are coming back beginning August 6th.
Yes, sir.
You're going to drive the show, man. I'm just going to be there to look pretty, dude.
Hey.
You're going to drive that show.
We've said it before. You hand me the sticks, I'm crashing the plant. We're going to go wild, man. It's going to be a fun time. Absolutely.
So that's going to be the second show of the Acquired Taste Network. Again, we're doing the show from 12 to about 1:15 or so. The goal is to add a second hour, probably closer to August or so when college football starts and the NFL starts going with preseason and all that. Having a show maybe from 11 to 1. That's what we're trying to do. By the way, we're live on Facebook, live on Twitter, live on YouTube as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also leave a comment or two so we can read those comments as well. But the thing about it is this network is growing. The second show is going to be the Fantasy Gods. Then we're going to expand this to a second hour, and then maybe add another weekday show with more local talent who wants to come out here and prove themselves that they can do what we do over here. But Joe Garcia has a very nice setup over here.
Oh, dude.
You walked in the door and you were like, man, look at the ring lights.
Oh, it's a full setup. My man Joe over here got it looking like KSAT 12 out here. I'm like, oh my goodness. this is a real deal. I love it, man. I love it. And like I said, I know Joe and I have been contacts over social media. It's great to finally get to know each other and be out here. And you and I have been talking for a long time about trying to bring this back in some way, some sort. And so this is it's a perfect formula for a really fun time and lots of good vibes going forward.
Man, the Fantasy Gods was so much fun, and it was popular.
Yeah, dude.
And we did it also during COVID as well. You were at your house, and I was at my house, and
nuts.
We were having to try to figure this all out.
Dogs were barking, babies were crying. It was wild. And
the number of people who would reach out to us. And by the way, you can leave a comment on YouTube, Joe. I don't know if we're going to be able to see some of these.
Yeah, I'm going to bring the comments up now.
Comments as well. People are already responding. Chris saying good morning. All bougie people and welcome to Borderline. Okay, sorry, we're talking about bouginess. Myself, I've been accused of being bougie.
Okay, fair enough.
And you know what? That's the thing about it, man. Mexicanos don't have to all be from the hood.
No, not at all.
You can start from the hood, but you can be bougie later on.
That's right.
Mario saying, yo, what's up, bro?
Bro, chachos.
There you go. But here's the thing about the Fantasy Gods. What we do on that show is provide fantasy advice before the season starts, how to draft.
Yep.
Snake draft, whether it be an auction league,
keeper league,
how to get all that done. Go for the sleepers and whatnot. But then the things that we do on Sunday during the season, we're going to get you going right before kickoff for the noon games.
Yep.
Thou shalt start.
Thou shalt bench.
Thou shalt bench.
I mean, just it's a huge opportunity, and I truly believe I follow a lot of fantasy football stuff like we all do. Right? We're always trying to get better information. I think the show that we're bringing to the audience is so unique in that it's a fun, funny show. It's very audience driven, right? We're getting questions constantly from Facebook and Twitter, and so with that. That opens it up to be more personal. If you're asking about two specific players, we can answer that specifically to your team. And then also, I think the way the movement of the show goes, it just really is a fun environment. It's really high level, and we win money, baby. We win a lot of bets on this show.
And it's not beyond the fantasy, the betting. But by the way, I was also just thinking about it. The categories were blessed he who starts.
Yep. Thou
shalt bench, pass the collection plate, and I say a little prayer for you.
Yep, those are them.
Very sacrilegious, is what I was told. Yes. But it was a fun time. We also talk about, if you are in those leagues where you're doing, having to pick the winners for the week,
right,
straight up or against the spread. We kind of get going into that. Maybe we'll put together a contest.
Yeah.
Find a sponsor to sponsor this event where we can have a contest where pick the winners against the spread.
Yep.
We'll see how Brandon does. We'll see how I do. We'll see how you do. So if you're interested in that, let me know. To tell us, DM us if you're interested in that.
That'd be awesome.
We'll find a sponsor to do that. If you're hearing Texas Your Liquor, talking to you, baby.
Talking
to you, ADC. Talking to you. No, but this is great, and we'll be on here till about 1:15. We have a lot to get into today. Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, by the way. Gotta do a shout out for Jeff Garcia. By the way, Locked On Spurs. Today's guest is who?
It's me.
That's right, baby.
Oh, the man, the myth, the legend.
That's
Yeah,
right.
man.
So what are you guys talking about today on Locked On?
Today we're going to be talking about some of the bigs that the Spurs should target in free agency.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're going to be doing that. And then we're talking about just, free agents in general and who the Spurs should kind of go after during, the free agency and what free agents are attractive and will mesh well with the actual team. And, it was a good episode. And then Jeff has a giveaway. So if you go
That's it.
to Twitter right now,
Well, not yet. Not yet.
well, I put it up on
it's
my
coming.
Twitter.
Okay.
And I just said, if you listen to the episode, you could possibly win something.
Dude, Jeff was super excited about this. I was talking to him before the show. Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs. It's daily content about the San Antonio Spurs. You're silver and black. You're going to want to know the latest about Victor Wembanyama and everything going on for your favorite NBA team. The thing about it, he was excited because he has partnered up with the San Antonio Zoo. And the San Antonio Zoo is offering grand prizes to those who listen to Locked On Spurs.
wow.
And there's one prize being given away today, the first of 4 prizes.
Okay.
You have to listen to today's episode of Locked On Spurs. Jeff, later on today on Twitter, at Jeff G Spurs Zone, will ask a question. If you answer the question correctly, and it's based on the conversation he had with Joe on today's episode of Locked On Spurs, you have a chance of winning a season or a year-long pass, rather, to the San Antonio Zoo.
Nice.
Which is fantastic. I love the zoo. They do a great job over there. I remember back in the day when the San Antonio Zoo was kind of small and, it only had a few good attractions.
Yep.
I went there last summer and I'm like, my goodness,
Dude, it's crazy.
it has transformed into a great place to go for families.
Yeah, they have the Panther walk when the Panthers walk over you as you're walking. That's nuts. I know they just had they invited me to a fiesta thing where they brought Rob Bass out and stuff. I was like, what? But yeah, I love it, man. We go every year with my daughter. She loves it. And yeah, you're right. It's not the zoo that I went to when I was a kid.
No.
It definitely has grown to be a really, really fun time and a premier destination for families, either from San Antonio or just in the Texas area.
And they have some adult days from time to time as well.
You can
now,
get out there.
Now
and
they
get
got to
some
bring
drinks.
back the gondolas. The gondolas from back in the day at Brack Park.
The sky ride. The sky ride.
The sky ride. Bring that back.
No, but dude, we're all necios when we're little. We're getting ice and throwing it on people from up there, And when we go to the zoo on field trips, we're all necios, We grew up on the southwest side of town.
That's right.
So they would take us out there and we're hitting the animals with little acorns and just doing pendejadas, dude. The teachers didn't like us going over there.
Yeah.
Because they're like, they need to get these kids out of here, man.
That's right. I'll tell you what, Joe, I got an Nestro tattoo right here on my thigh. I'm ready to go, man. Listen, that's me in a nutshell for sure.
Now I'll say this: you are wearing some of the nicest shorts I've ever seen. You got to stand up for this. You got to show people this.
I don't know if we can, man.
Oh no! Jump up on the seat. Look at
There
that.
you go.
Now.
Is that from Bear County Social Apparel?
It sure is, baby. It sure is. They're the best in the biz, man. I want to support. And yeah, the shorts feel great. I got basketball ones. They have board shorts for swimming. They have all that stuff. So it was definitely a must add, especially for draft night when I was at the AT&T Center watching our boy Wemby get chosen. So it's huge, man. I was telling you, me and my dad just got season tickets, and it was a gamble. My dad was like, man, what if we get this and we don't even get a top 3 pick and we just kind of suck again? And so I was like, no, we got to believe in it. We got to believe it in. So we got them in February. And
you're not going to those games, dude. You're going to be selling them and then depositing that money into DraftKings.
Come on. You know what? You're probably right. A lot of DraftKings working towards the books over here for the Medina books when it comes to buying more tickets to the Spurs after I sell. But yeah, it's going to be a fun time. I'm excited. And it's free agency, man. This is the most electric time for fans to either become fans or already fans of the team to even dive more in depth of new players.
Yeah, so let's go through the rundown. We'll be talking about free agency.
Yep.
And there's a great article on ESPN.com today that talks about what each free agent should be making. What is their value? Trey Jones, is he worth $5 million, $10 million, $20 million?
Dang.
So we'll answer that question along the way. And when we talk about pop culture, Billboard magazine released an article this week where it named its 50 greatest rap groups.
Ooh.
Not rap artists,
Rap
not
groups.
individuals. So no Eminem and Jay-Z and
Yeah.
all that, or Kanye or any of that. It is groups. And it's kind of controversial in a way because whenever you try to list them, It's like, how do you put 9 over 8 or 8 over 9 and vice versa? It's just one of those things. But we're going to go over some of that list as well. Again, this is going to be a fun show. We do have a poll, by the way, on Twitter at MJ Acquired Taste.
Let me pull that up.
The poll is a simple question. Fireworks are, fill in the blank, fun to pop, fun to watch, or an absolute waste of money? Again, you can
trying to
check out
fights
this
on Twitter.
poll. Because, again, 4th of July is next week. And right now, you just go on the HOA page at my on Facebook right now. It's all about, were those gunshots or were those fireworks? Dude, they're fireworks.
Yeah, come on.
They're fireworks.
Come on.
Get a grip. We're all fine.
You're in the gated community. They're fireworks.
Michael's bougie. There's no gunshots going on. Yeah, it's just the Pop Rock City kids' feet that are freaking out. That's funny.
The little pop-pops you throw on the ground.
You throw them at your friend, just hit them in the neck. Yeah, dude, those are crazy.
Bones reaches out to us on YouTube, says, please no more Taylor Swift. We're not talking Taylor Swift today. We're talking about rap groups, okay?
Yeah.
Talking about groups from the 80s,
well,
90s, and 2000s.
Last question, but we won't talk about Taylor Swift no more, but let's put Big Papi on the stage here, on the spotlight.
Let's go.
What's your favorite Madonna song?
Madonna song. We were talking about that. And the reason why we brought that up, because Madonna was found unresponsive a few weeks ago.
Oh, what news to me?
And she was rushed to the hospital. And after a few weeks in ICU, like, no one knew about this. She got released and she's being taken care of at home now.
Yeah.
So now her concert, her tour is now delayed.
Wow.
If it ever happens at all. What is your favorite Madonna song?
Listen, I'm hard-pressed not to say Like a Prayer, only because it gets the people going, dude. You play Like a Prayer, that slow intro into that high-energy mid-tone music, it's perfect.
Dude,
it screams the 80s.
In my head, I'm all, life is a mystery.
Oh, dude. Listen, you can play that for the bougie and the poor Mexicans. They're all going to enjoy it, I promise you. It's the best. It's the best, for sure. But I'm excited to talk about these hip-hop groups, too. That's crazy. We got people already guessing who's going to be number one.
We'll do that around 12:30 or so. But let's get into some sports, because allegedly this is a sports talk podcast. But it's sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. That's what we do around here at the Acquired Taste. So today, we got the time wrong yesterday, Joe. We thought that the NBA free agency began at midnight. It actually begins this evening. So starting today, they can make agreements with certain players, but they can't sign them until the end of next week. Okay, so this is kind of like in the NFL. They call it the legal tampering period. So right now, you have a lot of news being made because free agency begins. One of the big news, by the way, from the past 24 hours was the fact that James Harden opted into his contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. That means one of two things. The Sixers hope that means that there's no market for James Harden and that he comes back.
Right. Realistically.
James Harden is hoping to facilitate a trade with some other team. And right now, according to ESPN, Brian Windhorst, he's saying that the likely candidate is...
You got to do the fingers when you talk about Brian Windhorst.
He's saying...
You got to do the fingers.
He is saying that the LA Clippers might make a move because the Clippers yesterday got rid of Eric Gordon to free up $21 million in cap space. So now the possibility of a big three in LA of Kawhi, PG-13, and Mr. Strip Club himself, James Harden.
But you know what? Kawhi's just a part-time player, man.
That is true.
It was his birthday yesterday. He's what, 32 now?
I know. Yeah. He makes Chris Paul look like an Iron Man.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll tell you what, Chris Paul, that guy's got shipped over more and more every day. I'm like, man, this dude's looking on Zillow for homes and just getting shipped the next hour. So, I mean,
don't buy, brother. Just rent.
Just rent. That's right. No, yeah, Kawhi, I saw a report that his camp, basically his uncle, I assume, is saying that he wants to play as many games as he can and play a full season, and there's just no way. There's no way.
Uncle
also,
Dennis, no mames.
Yeah, no mames, dude. Also, Paul George, like, that doesn't scare me. Like, hearing Paul George, James Harden, and Kawhi on the team, that doesn't strike fear of like, damn, that's a contender like for a title. They're going to be good. But are they all going to be healthy? Are they going to mesh? We saw how bad the Nets did when they had probably the strongest big three we've seen.
What's the rest of the team look like if you have the big three?
You have all those guys.
Yeah. I hear those names and I'm thinking, hey, 2017 call. It's a nice big three.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if it was 2017, 2018, it would be like just basically give them the trophy at that point. Just gift wrap it to them. But it's 2023. You got James Harden, who's now in his 30s. You have Kawhi Leonard, who has that degenerative issue that gets worse and worse by the year. And then Paul George is going to be sitting there by himself next April or May. You know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He's going to be the only one there.
Yep.
And then James Harden, wets the bed every year in the playoffs. It always happens. I'm not afraid of the Clippers at all, even if they have James Harden on that team.
Me too.
But the thing is that the Sixers are hoping that there's no market for James Harden because James Harden's going to want to make $38 million, right? That's kind of the area that he wants to be in. That's what he's opting into. So the Clippers have the cap space. They have the draft capital to make something like that happen. But if it doesn't happen that way, Harden's screwed. The only alternative might be the Houston Rockets,
who have a lot of talent as young players who could grow into be maybe viable players that the Clippers can use in the future, but that wouldn't be a next season or even the season after tentative plan.
But why would the Rockets want to entertain that idea? That I don't understand. They've already got young talent there at point guard. They've got good players already there.
Right.
So kind of, speaking of Brian Windhorst, as we're talking about him like this, I'm going to do that forever.
And you can't fit in your square. The brother can never fit in his square. He's always splashing out, bro.
Brian Windhorst says,
he's splashing out.
Like zoom out.
He said, don't be surprised.
Sources say.
Don't be surprised is what he said if the Spurs make a big splash in this free agency period.
What time is it? Is it possibly daytime?
We're 5 hours away, baby. We're 5 hours away from finding this out.
Is it almost daytime?
Who would be that big name that the Spurs would get? That's the thing, because the Spurs are the type of team right now. Last I saw, have about 28 million to spend.
Yep.
Right. The Spurs have 11 or 12 players already on the roster. They've got their two-way spots already put together. The belief is that they're going to go out there and bring back Trey Jones. That Trey Jones will be back on this team more than likely. He is a restricted free agent, so if someone throws in the bag, at that point, the Spurs won't get him. But I find it interesting because ESPN.com today released an article that basically tried to detail exactly how much each free agent should demand out there in the market. It was written by Bobby Marks, by the way, who knows a lot about this.
Yeah, that's solid.
So he said that Trey Jones should get somewhere between $10 and $12 million a season. Now, Trey Jones, I was reading an article yesterday talking about the fact that because Trey Jones started more than half the games last season, his number has to be higher than a reserve player.
Right.
That he can't get any lower than 5.2 million is what I read. But 10 or 12 million for a Trey Jones, would you do it?
I like it. I think that's fine. I think, what were we paying Patty when he was here? Wasn't that 10 million?
9 or 10?
Yeah, I think that's very fair value. I think Trey Jones has looked really, really well done and has grown a lot as a player. And I think worst comes to worst, if you go and make a splash, as sources have said, if you go and make a splash in free agency, you're talking about one of the premier backup point guards in the league as far as just court vision, can make plays, and also can hit the three whenever you need him to. So,
but is he a backup though? That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean,
because if they bring him in, he might actually be the starter.
Yeah, I mean, he could be. And as a Spurs fan, I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be upset. Do you want to see bigger names? Sure, but also, I don't know. Brian writes, if are we looking at winning now? Because this is a very weak free agency class compared to what next year and the year after will be. So if you're looking at, hey, let's see if we can grow him to be maybe a budding star in the making instead of just what we have now. Let's give him some more work, and maybe him and Wembanyama mesh really well. I think that could be something that they go for instead of just making forcing a trade or forcing something to happen with an aging player that might be on a smaller contract.
Yeah, and you also look and see what Trey Jones, like you were saying, was going to command between 10 to 12 million. And you look at some of the other guards that are in that same, I guess, price range. You have Kobe White and Russell Westbrook. Would you really want Russell Westbrook leading your team as a point? No. Yeah. So Trey Jones looking more attractive by the minute to me.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, that would be a big increase for Trey Jones. He was under a 3-year, $4.2 million contract previously. So to go from 1.4 million to 10 to 12 is a dramatic increase for him, whether the Spurs pay him or not.
For sure.
How much is that net after taxes and everything?
Well,
no state tax. So I guess you could say a little bit more.
There's no state tax, but you figure 5 or 6% goes to your agent or so. He probably cleared last year about $600,000.
Okay.
So about 50 grand a month is what he was making.
So he'd be making a good.
So that's
hefty
that's
income.
modest. No,
That's modest.
chill.
Yeah.
That's like,
But now he'd be doing about 500,000,
oh, okay.
you know, a month after tax.
So maybe he could afford to buy one more UFC.
Maybe he can
pay-per-view or
afford
something.
to kind of look and browse that Kevin Costner's mansions.
There you
know?
go. There you go. Now, other names out there at point guard, though. Russell Westbrook, projected to be at
Gross.
10 or 12 million. The same price as Trey Jones. So think about that. Trey Jones, Russ Westbrook, same price point.
Mm-hmm.
One can shoot and one can't.
Neither of them can shoot. Look at the stats. Neither one of them can shoot.
Trey Jones shoots a little better than
Trey
Russell.
Jones is hot garbage outside of 15
wow.
feet. No,
we start like this.
Really?
Jones,
okay, Trey Jones can drive the ball very well, has an excellent assist to turnover ratio.
Yes.
Excellent, elite level.
I'm gonna pull up his stats. Dude.
Yeah, you're gonna, yeah,
I'm not dealing with this disrespect.
yeah.
no more.
You're gonna look at that 27% 3-point shooting is what you're gonna see. He can't shoot beyond 15 feet.
Trey reminds
But
me
is he
of
really? Are you bringing him in to be a 3-point shooter? Or
What-
you just want that mid-range jumper?
It's 2023, baby, not 1993. We got to shoot threes.
Okay, this is what he was averaging last year from beyond the arc: 28.5% from three, field goal percentage 45.9%, not too bad. Free throw percentage 86%.
Come on.
Nothing wrong with the free throw shooting. Nothing wrong with the free
points
throw
per
shooting.
game 12.9, total rebounds 3.6, assists
So you
6.6.
validated what I said.
Yeah.
Outside,
I'm just
outside
saying.
of 15 feet, it ain't going in.
So 12.9 points a game, 6 assists a game, you said?
3.6 total rebounds and 6.6
Oh, come on.
assists.
Yeah,
I want
that's
him
a
on
point
the-
for every million he's getting. Let's do it.
I want him on this team. I'm not saying that I don't want him on this team. I'm just saying pump the brakes a little bit that he can shoot because he can't. He was not a shooter in college. He was not a shooter in his first 3 years in this league. Why are we to expect that he's going to be a shooter now? Russell Westbrook wasn't a shooter in college, wasn't a shooter in the pros either. Maybe that's just the thing. Everyone always assumes that players improve. That's not always the case.
Right.
And that's the thing. Other names, by the way, Gabe Vincent, Miami Heat,
I like Gabe Vincent a lot.
great run over there.
He's about to get paid.
Well, they're saying 12 to 14.
But wasn't he making like the same as Trey, like about $1 million?
Yeah, because he was undrafted as well.
So hey, good for you, dude.
Now,
Drop the ramen. Let's go.
the belief that the Spurs are going to go after Fred VanVleet, well, you have to break the bank. 30 to 35 million to make that happen.
Would you do
is
that
the
for
projection.
for a small term contract, like a 2-year?
For a 2-year, yes. But to be honest with you, I'd rather have Trey Jones at 10 than VanVleet at 30.
Right.
Let's see how well he shoots from beyond the arc.
Here we
He's
go.
34.2%.
Okay.
His field goal shooting percentage is 39.3%. Points per game 19.3. Total rebounds 4.1. His assists are 7.2. At the end of the day, he's a little bit better than Trey Jones, but
$20 million worth.
But
is he
not-
worth that much?
But not $20 million more.
Nah.
No, I agree with that. Now, when it comes to shooting guards, there's one name that just sticks out that I get a little chub for, man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at
just
it.
a little chubby scout.
Not a big chub, little chub on
Yeah.
this one, okay? Austin Reeves,
Oh, dude, my
LA
favorite
Lakers.
might be my favorite white boy of all time.
Call up his
Easy.
stats.
Easy.
Let's
go ahead and get him.
Austin Reeves' stats are remarkable because I'm big into efficient shooting, right?
Yeah.
Effective field goal percentage. I live and die by. This is a guy that is around 60% effective field goal shooting because he knocks down threes
Dude's a
at a
hooper.
40% clip.
Well, looking
Yeah.
at the numbers from Basketball Reference, 3-point shooting percentage, field goal percentage, 39.8.
Let's call it
From the
40.
field, 52.9%.
Mm.
Points per game, 13 points per game, right at 13. Total rebounds, 3, right at 3, not point nothing else. Assists, 3.4. He's
Trey
kind of
Jones is putting up.
No, kinda in that Trey Jones.
Oh, what
We're
bullshit.
giving the
complete,
stats.
complete bullshit.
We're giving
okay.
the stats.
We're giving stats, bro.
Look at effective field goal shooting. 61.6, right?
He's picking
61.6. No.
Specific
Which means
I'm gonna
that
bring
for
him
every
up.
for every 100 shots
right.
that he attempts, you take 61.6, you multiply it by 2. Every 100 shots he takes, he makes 123.2 points.
Yeah.
Trey Jones's effective field goal shooting is under 50%.
I'm gonna do this side by side.
Am I talking to
comparison.
Mike Jimenez or my boy RJ Ochoa, where it's like on days that it rains,
And
Austin
then-
Reeves
And
puts up-
Let's see if I can
Ochoa.
bring them both.
Ochoa with I'd be doing shows with Ochoa. He'd be
He's the
like, at
best,
the
dude.
DVOA, and I'm like, Google
Okay.
DVOA.
There
Dude,
you
that
go.
guy's
There's,
so good at
there's
that
Trey
stuff.
Jones, as we had said.
See,
Trey Jones.
you guys are all old school. By how many points per game? Effective field goal shooting was 48.9. Okay,
Points per game don't matter? That's not.
So no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's like saying, well, the batting average is this. It's on base percentage, baby. It's slugging percentage. It's all sorts of things, right? For every 100 shots that Trey
All right.
Jones shoots,
Yeah.
the dude makes 97 points.
So now we have
Austin Reeves, 123. Which one's better, 123 or 97?
let's see, effective field goal percentage shooting. Okay, it's 61.6 with Austin Reeves.
Which is elite. That's
Okay.
not good. That's elite.
Trey
And
Jones
if you
is
can get him for 12 million
48.9.
or 14 million, you do that, Brian, right? You make that happen. If that's the big splash, I would be happy with that being
Is that
the
a
big
splash? That's more like a rock skip. I don't know if that's a splash, but I think that's definitely not a splash. But I would love him. I think
I
most
like
fans.
Austin Reeves.
yeah,
I'm not
most
saying
fans-
no.
Most fans would welcome him. I think it'd be kind of weird to see him as a starter. Or is that just me? Is that weird to say? I feel like that'd be odd to see him as like a starting point guard. But I do think
He
he's worth.
started for the Lakers.
I mean, I think he's worth. Okay, let's be real. Who else are you gonna start on that squad point guard?
well,
but-
speaking of Lakers, Lonnie Walker projected to make between 6 and 8 million.
Hey, good for Lonnie.
The dude cashes checks, baby.
Good for Lonnie.
I'm all about you, Lonnie.
He might be the only Spur to leave and actually be successful aside from George Hill. Because everybody else, Jonathan
Yeah.
Simmons got his money and then went back to chilling.
I just saw something with Lonnie.
Gary Neal got his
Oh,
money and
man,
then went to
Dude,
chill.
Gary Neal kept. So what happened with that
That's
dude?
what I'm saying. I think Lonnie Walker
He's
and
with the Shanghai
George Hill.
Sharks now,
Yeah.
man.
George Hill and Lonnie Walker are the only ones to really leave and get it done.
Hey, Lonnie was out there doing some community work yesterday. He was helping revitalize part of the community. He was giving the community some upgrades to one of the basketball courts
Oh wow,
that he used to play on when he was a kid. So
That's
that's kind of
dope.
a full circle thing for him. He always
That's
doing
cool,
stuff for
man.
the community.
Gabe Chuck on right there. I love that comment. Mathematics with Jimenez.
no,
That's basically what it is, baby.
Gabe.
Mathematics.
okay.
with
This
Jimenez.
is conspiracy theories with Jimenez. Gabe, come on.
I'm going to throw another name out there. When it comes to small forwards, Chris Middleton's considered to be the highest one, the best available, 30 to 32 million. Cam Johnson, 22 to 24. I don't see any of that happening. But Pop likes defense.
Yeah.
Matisse Thybulle,
Young too, right? What is he? 27?
26 years old. I mean, that is a guy right
Solid.
there that is a very, very, very good defender, projected to make between 10 and 12 million as a key reserve, someone that could be a sixth man, seventh man, who can lock people down. That's somebody who locks down twos and threes, man. Very, very good. Draymond Green projected to make 30 to 32 million. What? I mean, what bank is he holding up?
This guy,
That guy is trash.
Man, he's old as hell too, dude.
dude.
Like,
I
damn.
don't like him, dude. I mean, I love trash talkers because it reminds me of me and Mike. But Draymond Green just I don't know how you get your money's worth for $30 million.
Exactly.
That's a
I
lot of
mean,
money.
I mean, he's getting worse by the year, for crying out loud. Now, I'm going to ask you a question here,
Oh,
because
I
when it
was waiting
comes
for
to
this one.
centers, when it comes to
I was waiting
centers,
for this one.
when it comes to centers, the two centers that are free agents that are projected to make the most, both of them, according to ESPN's Bobby Marks, should make between 18 and 20 million a year.
Sheesh.
Would you rather have a 35-year-old Brook Lopez
Come on,
or the return of 27-year-old Jakob
Easy,
Poeltl?
easy. Listen, put Jakob in my veins. Bring me Jakob back to San Antonio. That's my boy. I love Jakob Poeltl. I also love Brook Lopez. But at 35, Brook, we can send you to a retirement home happy. But Jakob, I need you to come play for us. It's a full circle moment. Also, Brian Wright, one of the smartest GMs in the league, to piss off Spurs fans and send Jakob off and send DeJounte off. And we're like, what are you doing? You're awful. What's happening? And then Jakob's like, I don't want to be here. And DeJounte's like, I'm probably going to get traded too. So we made just money off of nothing. But yeah, bring me Jakob back for sure. I love
Man,
Jakob.
who
Love the
can-
game.
Who can't forget Jakob Poeltl when he fell asleep? I think it was over in LA and he got all sunburned.
Yeah.
He absorbed the power of the sun. Bro, that game that he had after he got that sunburn was lit. Dude.
Can you imagine having a team with Jakob, Zach Collins, and Wemby? You have 3 7-footers on the team.
dude.
The
The wall.
triple towers.
Goodness.
That would be the
gracious.
wall.
And Zach Collins has got a lot better too over the past
He
year
has.
too. And Jakob's been really good. And so
Yeah, and then Jerry Sohan, he grew like 2 inches, so now he's like 6'10". You got a 7'3" Wemby, and you're gonna have a center that's a 7-footer as well. I mean,
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Hanging out with Brandon Medina, who's already upset somebody on YouTube.
Already.
Bone saying disrespect for Corey Joseph. You were saying
Dude.
that Spurs players don't leave here and become successful
Listen.
elsewhere. Corey Joseph's been collecting checks for a decade after leaving the Spurs.
If Corey Joseph walked by you at a CVS, you're not even turning. You have no idea what he looks like. And also, with a name like Bones, you got to come to me correct, Bones. Bring the stats. You can't just say disrespect to Corey Joseph, because I love me some Corey Joseph, but also, I mean, what has the guy been doing? He's been
cashing checks for $5 to $7 million a year.
Cashing checks and riding benches. I love it, Corey. Keep doing it.
Hey, man, he can see a resurgence. Maybe he goes overseas, plays with the Shanghai Sharks.
There you go.
Who is it? Dwight Howard. Oh, Corey and Dwight? That's basically Kobe and Shaq.
Say, Kojo, come, man. Come over here, bro.
Backcourt of Corey Joseph and Jimmer Fredette.
Dude, are you Corey Joseph, Jimmer Fredette, Dwight Howard? That's basically
man. I remember Chris Duell,
96 Bulls.
Chris Duell loved him some Jameer Fredette, dude. He was so excited when he was out here with the Spurs a couple summers ago, and I was like, it ain't gonna happen.
Jimmer Fredette's awesome.
It's Jimmer time. Again, don't forget, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs has a prize today. It's a big prize from the San Antonio Zoo. A season-long pass to the San Antonio Zoo. Again, you have to listen to the Locked On Spurs podcast. I listen on Spotify, but it's also available on Apple and all of that. Again, Jeff G. Spurs on Twitter. He's going to ask a question later on today. If you answer it correctly, it's based on the Locked On Spurs episode from today that features Joe Garcia, our Joe Garcia of the Acquired Taste. If you can answer the question correctly, you could win a season-long pass to the San Antonio Zoo. Again, check out the Locked On Spurs podcast, subscribe to it, and also follow Jeff Garcia on Twitter.
You know, that pass might actually pay off, especially if the zoo actually had like dollar beer night for the adults, you know?
Ooh.
That would be lit, dude.
Damn.
It would.
I would jump into a Panther.
He'd be dressed in a freaking panda outfit.
I jump in there. Let's go.
The reason why I brought up Jeff Garcia was because last night he and I, and this is why I want to talk to you about this, he and I were on Zoom.
Okay.
And you know how allegedly sports gambling is not legal in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Alleged sources have said.
This depends on the site,
yeah,
right? But there was a bet that I really liked that I wanted him to do on DraftKings, and I couldn't do it here in San Antonio.
He's not a betting guy, though, is he?
No, he isn't. But I convinced him to do it.
Yeah.
Right? So we're on Zoom, and he says, walk me through it, because Jeff Garcia is in New York, where it is legal to do. So I'm there on Zoom with him. He's sharing the screen, and I'm watching him put together some sort of user ID and passcode and all that stuff. And we placed two bets, both on the Spurs.
Futures or
futures?
Gotcha. Let me hear it.
The first one was the Spurs winning 40 games or more next year. The odds earlier in the week was plus 650.
Wow.
But they dropped, and we got them at plus 500.
Okay.
We put $130 on that one.
Okay.
We put $70 on our hedge bet, which is plus 200 that the Spurs would win 35 games.
Okay.
I like that.
That's a good one.
So it's not bad.
I was like, what were the odds on that one?
So I might actually press those bets later on this week. But
I like that.
But the funny thing is, so I'm glad that you like those bets. The funny part was that during the whole process of us trying to set this up, which probably should have been a 5-minute Zoom process, took half an hour.
You're talking about Jeff, bro.
Stressing out. Jeff's just like, oh no.
I love Jeff.
Jeff is like so like computer illiterate, dude. It's like not even funny. Like him and technology do not mix. Like if he even touched the keyboard, his computer might explode.
Come on, Jeff.
I love Jeff, but we talk about the fact of who is more highbrow, if you will, who is more what was the phrase that we were using earlier? The bougie, pinky up. Uber Eats shows up
to Jeff's house.
Oh.
And you win.
And when you get Uber Eats, I mean, I get Uber Eats once every 2 months or so, right? My wife gets it at work because she's at work,
right?
And she can't leave her desk, so she will go do that. She works at a hospital. She doesn't want hospital food every day.
Yeah.
So she'll get Uber Eats once a week or so.
Just the Jello.
The
Jello at the hospitals.
So when I get Uber Eats, it's usually like Panda Express,
Whataburger,
right?
Things that you could go get. It's very simple.
It's 2 blocks away.
But he's there and he's doing this motion like he's about to eat, like he's conducting an orchestra, he starts doing this, and I'm like, what the hell is it? It's a fork and a knife. I'm like, wait,
bro.
you're eating something from Uber Eats with a fork and a knife?
on.
I'm gonna show you a photo of what he got.
He's on there right now talking. We'll play some more bets. Let's do it. I'm down, Jeff. Let's go.
The thing was, he ordered a French steak.
Wow.
What?
What the hell are you doing, Jeff? Jeff, come on, brother. Just order yourself a little chicken parm like a normal New Yorker. Chill out.
What? So he sends me photos of like the
That's
steak.
funny.
It's a French steak from this place called the Steak School.
The steak school?
Yeah,
Jeff.
Look at that. Look at that. And I'm thinking to myself,
we got to talk, Jeff, after this.
that was not a $15 Uber Eats. That was something that was at least $50. It had to have
Probably
been.
more.
Come on.
It had to have been. But Jeff Garcia,
With the fork and knife.
yeah, like
Did he tuck the
he's
napkin in?
like
Tuck
he's
the napkin.
conducting an orchestra. He's like this, and I'm like, what are you digging into? Place the bet, damn it!
Because he doesn't know how to work technology. He probably thought he turned his camera off so he wouldn't get made fun of. My boy Jeff's the best.
Speaking of Jeff Garcia, just texted me right now. He says an update from the zoo regarding the first giveaway today. Again, you have to listen to today's Locked On Spurs podcast and answer the trivia question that is based on today's episode with Joe Garcia and Jeff Garcia, the Battle of the Garcias. The zoo has upgraded today's giveaway, only this one. It's a gift box valued at $112 plus the membership for a year long at the zoo for a total value of $148. Again, this giveaway is just for today's.
Wow. Also, sources have said that if you go and listen and get that giveaway, you can voluntarily jump into the bear exhibit and try to fight a bear wearing a Spurs jersey.
Yeah, like Anchorman.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
No, I don't know what a Spurs jersey. Maybe you should be wearing a Rockets jersey. You're gonna do something like that.
Yeah, maybe don't show the city, in the light like that. You're right.
Hey, I'm glad that you mentioned Rockets jerseys. I was at HEB yesterday, and I was walking through the aisles, and I saw some kid wearing a Rockets T-shirt, and he was with his parents.
Yeah,
I wanted to call.
that's bad parents.
I wanted to call Child Protective Services.
You
dude.
should have. You should have.
Seriously. Don't let your kids grow up to be Rockets fans. Screw that.
Or didn't you have your kid?
Did
you have your kid wearing a was it a Warriors jersey or something?
No. I never have. Never have.
He's put it on.
In my house,
Did it happen or not, Michael? Did it happen?
It never happened. In my house, we wear Spurs gear.
Yep.
We wear Saints gear
Mhm.
and LSU Tigers gear.
Fair.
And that is it. We might actually do Astros or Rangers. If that comes up, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's
if
all that we
if
wear.
that comes up.
Because I see this all the time. Like parents who go, "Oh, my kids really wanted that Steph Curry jersey." I'd be like, "Well, so what?
Yeah.
You're the one who bought it.
Mhm.
Tell them to go screw them.
That's
Go
right.
screw off.
That's right.
You teach them to be Spurs fans. That's what we should do."
It's the same thing when I was a kid and I've been bulking up for the past 27 years. You know what I mean? That's what I call it. But I would tell my mom was like, "Brandon, you can't be eating snacks this late." I'm like, "Do I buy the snacks or do you buy the snacks? What's going on here?" I'm like, come on now.
Rudolph reaching out saying, "Rock the Fockets." Like it. like it.
Hey, I like that. Make that a hashtag.
Hey, no, your boy over here from Bear County Social Apparel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a shirt that says "F the Rockets."
Oh, I know that one. Yeah.
Adrian reaches out and says, "Who dat?
Come on.
Who
now.
that's ain't gonna beat them Saints? Nobody."
Every single team in the
Oh, dude, that team's gonna win. Dude, which team is more likely to host a playoff game this year in the NFC? The Dallas Cowboys or the New Orleans Saints? The Cowboys, who have to get over the Eagles, right?
It's a tough.
The
tough
Giants,
one.
or the Saints, who have to get over Baker Mayfield and the Bucks.
Okay, now.
Come rookie
on.
quarterback in Carolina.
Yep.
It's poo.
With Miles Sanders.
Well, Bijan. Okay, Bijan with Atlanta. That's the thing.
That's not a thing yet. I'm not scared of Atlanta. Come on.
Dude,
Bijan's gonna be beautiful
It's
for
Atlanta,
fantasy.
man.
Saints-
Come on. Look
the-
what they did in the Super Bowl. They ain't been the same since.
The Saints are going 8-9, 9-8, and we're hosting a playoff game, baby.
8-9, and he's getting all.
They're gonna be a 500 team hosting a playoff game. No mames, man.
8, and he said, "We're making the bubble, baby." But we're right there.
He's gonna be doing his little dance. Who dat nation? Who dat?
That's right, baby.
I love it. I love it.
That's right.
Awesome.
Now, we are joined by Brandon Medina. We'll be hosting the Fantasy Gods beginning August 6th. He's the head host. I'm the co-pilot, if you will. The thing about it is that I've known Brandon for a while, and we talked on the phone the other day, and I got some real estate envy from you.
Oh man,
because you're telling me about the property that you own.
Yes,
over there in the South Side. Is that right?
Yeah, so it's right past. So I'm right in the entry of the Atascosa area, so right off of 35. And it's awesome, man. It's been a blessing. Just been making things happen, dude. Like we said, I mean, you started the Fantasy Gods on the Sports Star back in 2020 during COVID, and that was just 3 years ago. And in 3 years, so much has happened. Just life term. So it's been awesome.
It's great, man. I love seeing all the photos of you and your family, your young family out there. You even mentioned having a casita, dude. That I told my wife about it. My wife was like, the next time we get a house, we need to get a casita for our special needs kids. And speaking of real estate, I want to say heads up. Our sponsor is JPAR Realty. Cynthia J. Sanchez over there at JPAR Real Estate, 210-273-0748. Again, she's been a realtor here in San Antonio for 16 years. She's saying, don't be afraid to buy a new house right now. Don't be scared of the interest rates. Interest rates right now are like 7-8%. She has new builds going up right now for 4 or 5% because they're being financed internally. And she also has a special going on this week, which is if you reach out to her at 210-273-0748, leave her a text, give her a call. She will do a free market analysis of your home, not what Zillow says, not what Open Door says. It's the true analysis of your home based on what everything's been selling in your neighborhood over the past 3 to 6 months. Again, Cynthia J. Sanchez, JPAR Real Estate, 210-273-0748. We talk pop culture here at the Acquired Taste. You know what I love about this show? We get so much show in at one time.
Yeah.
No
breaks.
Doing radio was like 3-hour show, probably 2 hours of content.
If that.
Right? If I do an hour and 15-minute show, it's basically all hour and 15. A couple of shout outs, but an hour and 15.
Yep.
And we get a lot in a short period of time. I like talking pop culture, right? Because it gets boring sometimes talking only sports, right? Especially right now, because if it wasn't for Victor Wembanyama coming to San Antonio, we'd be talking about Astros and Rangers. And that's exciting in September and October.
Shout out to my Rangers, by the way.
Yep. First place. We have 4 starters.
Dude, so good. Josh Young, fellow MacArthur High School alum, Texas Tech alum, first-time All-Star. Exciting stuff.
That's right. You are a Red Raider yourself.
That's right.
So let's talk about some pop culture because Billboard Magazine, I'm a big fan of lists.
Yes.
Mount Rushmores of this and lists
It's
of that.
the best conversations to have.
Billboard came out with its list of the 50 greatest rap groups of all time.
Okay, don't show me because do you have it in your notes?
No, I don't.
Okay, I was gonna say I want to guess like if I could get the top 3, top 4.
Okay, let me call
I would
it up
assume I could because I feel like everybody kind of has the same idea.
I think you'd be surprised at number 1. And I think number 1 would be one that you'd go, really? And then you'd think about it a little bit and go, really? And then be okay with it and then go, really? You'd be back and forth on it. But let's go ahead and go.
Okay.
Give me some that you think would be in the top 5, and I'll let you know if it's in the top 20.
I'll go and show it on the screen.
Okay.
No,
don't show because I'm gonna guess. Let me guess.
Okay.
Right? So I'm just gonna throw out a few names. You let me know if I'm in the top 5 or not.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, ready? NWA.
Yes, number 3.
Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes, number 2.
A Tribe Called Quest.
Yes, number 4.
The Fugees.
Number 14.
Oh, okay. So we got number 3, number 2, number 4.
Yeah, so you're missing 1 and 5.
Wow. Okay. With that, is the Far Side in there? The Far Side of that? No. Okay, let me see. Damn, because I feel like those are the 3 that you would go out the gate: Wu-Tang Clan, Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah,
and then
agreed.
NWA.
I saw Wu-Tang in concert. Actually, no, I went to a Wu-Tang concert, but I was drunk off my ass the entire time. I showed up drunk and I passed out 2/3 of the way in.
Hell yeah!
Did you go and throw up in the porta potty and then come back energized, ready to go for round 2?
No. So yes, where did you see Wu-Tang? Where did you see Wu-Tang? The Majestic.
No.
Bougie. In seats.
I was in my private balcony.
Yeah. They actually did a tour of Nas and Wu-Tang recently. I went to see them last year in Austin. They're awesome. Yeah. Okay. So we're missing 2 big ones. Number 1 and number 5.
Number 5 is pretty obvious.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you?
Give me number 5.
Well, number 5, I'll tell you this much: had a huge crossover hit in the '80s.
But this is Run DMC.
Yes.
Okay, Run DMC. I would have thought if you were to surprise me, I would have guessed they would have been number 1, like surprise. Okay, number 1. Can you give me any? Is there any hints? Because you said I'd be surprised by it, and this is just hip hop groups.
It's just rap groups.
Wow.
I never would have thought this would be number one. And I'm a fan, but I never thought it'd be number one.
You got to think a little bit more outside the box.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Think a little bit more outside the box. I can't reveal too much. I don't want to ruin it.
Oh, that's a good. Is it UGK? UGK is a great
number 20.
I love UGK. That's a
Out of
good
Houston.
one. Shout out to Adrian. Adrian, that was a throw in. Outkast.
Yep.
100%. 100%.
And that's it, right? So let's go through the top 20. Number 1, Outkast. 2, Wu-Tang. 3, NWA. 4, Tribe Called Quest. 5, Run DMC. 6, Public Enemy.
Okay.
7, Eric B. and Rakim.
Yep.
8, Salt and Pepper.
Oh,
9, De La Soul.
Nice.
10, The Roots. 11, Migos. That one a little bit surprised.
Wow, yeah,
Migos.
I like Migos, dude.
oh yeah, the Beastie Boys aren't in the top 15.
They're not even. They're not in the top 15. No.
Wow.
Number 12, Grandmaster
Disrespect.
Flash and the Furious 5. 13, Mobb Deep. 14, Fugees. 15, Naughty by Nature.
Nice.
16, Beastie Boys. 17, my guys, Cypress Hill.
Yes.
18, 3-6 Mafia. 19, G Unit, and number 20, UGK.
UGK got disrespected on this list, but
Really?
I really think so. But overall, that is a solid. That's a fun list, man. So I got 4 out of the 5 with no guesses. You gave me the hint for your Run DMC though. I would have forgot Run DMC. That's awesome.
Yeah, I like these lists because it goes back in time, and it's
Joe laughed at Migos so quick.
You know why I laughed at Migos, man? Because every time they say Migos, it reminds me of all that bullshit that LeBron James is saying, to everybody in the locker room about Migos, and he's just lying, out of his ass, dude. I'm like,
My
come
favorite
on,
thing. You ever see LeBron read a book? That's my favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing he does. Just that first page.
Now the Migos thing. I think of Childish Gambino on SNL with the skit that they did about Migos. Was great.
So good.
It was
Yeah.
so good. Number 21 though,
Bone Thugs. huh?
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
We're not against rap. We're not against rappers, but we are against those thugs.
Dude, Bone Thugs was one of those bands.
So
man,
good.
that
So
was
good.
Sugar
Sugar
Hill
Hill
Gang.
Gang. Wow.
Number 23 is Sugar Hill Gang. I went to a Saints game last year. Halftime performance was the Sugar Hill Gang.
What the hell?
Hey, Mike, we need to get you dressed like the brother in the middle, man. And do some karaoke,
Hot
dude.
Boys were number 25. That's wild. That's funny, man.
We're going to 27, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Oh, you're just trying to throw
Dang,
stuff at the wall.
dang.
At 27, you're just starting to say, let's just see.
This list just goes on and on and on.
That's awesome. Wow. Do you have anybody that you like? Is there a rap group that you guys were fans of that you would have put in the top 5 that or
I
higher?
don't know
in
if
the
they're a
top 5?
rap group per se, but Rage, man. Rage Against the Machine.
Oh yeah, Rage. Well, I tell you what. What's his name? De La Rosa. What's his name? Zach De La Rosa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of that rap rock style. It definitely wouldn't be probably in the hip hop, but I love Rage Against
It's like
the Machine.
rap rock kind
Yeah,
of,
it was
weird
nuts.
thing,
The one band out of that list that I thought probably would have been higher was Two Live Crew.
That's a
And
good one.
Two Live Crew is coming to San Antonio, by the way, later on this summer.
Daisy Dukes and Ha.
No. Mike's favorite song, no doubt, is Me So Horny.
Yes, 100%.
Yes. I mean, anything that pays homage to Full Metal Jacket,
That's awesome.
Me Love You Long Time. But no, Two Live Crew is coming to town. That is a band right there that is important to rap and the music in general because of the statement they made, and it pushes the boundaries of free speech.
Yeah.
Like if you believe in free speech,
To like Cruise, right up your alley.
you have to like
Acknowledge.
them.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it is that there are a lot of people go, we love the Constitution, we love free speech. Two Live came out and they're like, except for those guys.
Dude, I forgot all about Heavy D and the boys. They have
Yeah.
them there at 42, man.
Now that we found love, what are we gonna do?
What
And
are we
right
gonna
right
do?
after Heavy D and the boys, you got Kid and Play at 43,
man.
bro.
Damn.
Dude, Kid and Play.
The Ghetto Boys. I saw something at the Ghetto Boys. But I like the Ghetto Boys too.
Oh, Crisscross. This is gonna
we're
be a
just-
fire playlist right here.
Crisscross. Oh my God.
we should come
RIP
in.
to one of them.
We should come into the Fantasy Gods one day, just dressed like just backwards.
With the pockets,
Just
with the
crisscross-
pockets out, with the pockets out.
crisscrossed everything.
You're gonna be like, I take the Giants plus 6.5, and I'm gonna be like, man, that call is wicked whack.
Just dad jokes galore. All hip hop dad jokes. I just saw Juicy J, who was part of 3-6 Mafia in Austin. Someone put a gun during a mystical set. Damn, Adrian. Adrian was getting into some stuff back in the day.
Rudolph saying Bone Thugs is more R&B.
I can see that.
They did do a song with Mariah Carey,
Yeah,
which was actually pretty good.
I'm surprised I didn't see Junior Mafia, which was P Diddy's little group, whenever they were doing the Bad Boy stuff. That's surprising too. But no, I liked it. I almost wanted to. When I was 18, my mom told me you can't get any tattoos till you're 27, and so I was really.
So you're 27.
Yeah, my mom was like, "That's the age," and she was like, "I'll scrape them off of you if you get them."
Wait. We got to backtrack here. Okay, did you get one at 27?
I did. I'm gonna be 27, but I got one this past time for my mom and then my dad, and they're both on my thigh.
Did they allow it?
Yeah, I sent it to them, and I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do it." We were drunk on a bachelor party, and so I was like, I want to go do this now.
But are you allowed to get tattoos drunk?
They tell you not to. You got to sign a waiver, but I mean, what are they gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's gonna say if I'm acting up a fool?
You know, I don't have any tats. My wife has 3.
Yeah.
Right. My wife has 3 tattoos. One. She's got 2.
Yeah.
She's got 2. They're very small. So
are mine. Yeah.
So I've always said that if I ever got a tattoo, it would be my 2 favorite cards. It would be the Jack of Hearts and the 9 of Spades.
Yeah, that's
You're gonna get where were you gonna get them tatted at?
I got my
I know.
poker shoes on.
I like them. I saw. Those are nice.
Yeah.
I think Mike would be like out of the box thinking and get like the tattoos tattooed on his face.
Oh, come on.
No. Now for the amount of money that people
Be like
roll over to
Posty,
me.
dude, like Post Malone, man.
Get the King of Hearts like right on your eye.
Like a little tear on that tear.
You're talking about Posty, dude. I see that commercial for Raising Cane's where it's Post
Yeah.
Malone going, "Come to my Raising Cane's." Apparently, he owns a Raising Cane's. So I gotta ask you about that. Let's talk about chicken real fast.
Let's talk about
Hey
chicken.
man, Bush's chicken down the street. That's my favorite, man.
Really? You're going Bushes over Canes?
Oh, anytime, bro.
Oh,
Anytime.
I don't know about that. That's
Man, the only thing that's
controversial.
good about Cane's is the sauce. If it's just no sauce and you just eat that
Yeah.
chicken, it's plain.
The same can be said about
Yeah.
Chick-fil-A. It's all about the sauce. Without the Polynesian
Are we about
sauce,
to get canceled on the first show? We do
without the
No lie.
Polynesian,
No lie.
without the Chick-fil-A sauce, it's just chicken.
It's just chicken.
I mean, if you want to go with like seasoning,
Popeyes. Chicken. Come on now.
Popeyes, man.
Popeyes
Dude,
is for real.
do you remember growing up? Maybe it's us getting older. Remember growing up and it was like, man, Taco Cabana was pretty good, and now it's not.
Yeah, it used to be fire back in the day, not anymore, man.
Church's chicken used to be really good.
I
Now
feel like
it's
Church's
not.
chicken has never been like premier, but it's always been like hits the spot when you want.
It's
chicken.
greasy as hell, though,
It is,
man.
but those biscuits, dog.
Yeah, man. the
No,
honey
that's
butter.
true. That's
Come on,
true.
those biscuits are nobody's competing with those biscuits.
No,
Man, I don't
mean,
know,
that
man.
is Red Lobster level biscuits.
Yeah,
right
man.
there.
The Red Lobster, those cheddar biscuits are good, man. But
Yeah.
so is Popeye's
Those
biscuits.
Popeyes biscuits.
The only local chain
Yeah,
that hasn't gone to shit is Bill Miller's.
yeah.
Bill Miller's brings it
Every time,
all day, every day.
That tea tastes the same Monday through Sunday, and
Yeah,
it don't
doesn't matter
change.
where you
It don't matter
go.
where you
Look
go.
at man, we got somebody here, man. What is his name? Paul Cantu. Bush's strips are
Oh.
fire, bro.
No, Bush's is good.
That's fine.
Bush's is good.
I have no complaints. I'm not going to go over and like go out of my way to get Bush's chicken. If I'm driving by and I see it, I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and make this happen.
I'm not going out of my way for any of the 4 that we mentioned: Chick-fil-A, Bush's, Cane's, or what was the other Church's? Like those are just kind of like if I see them, I see them. I do prefer Cane's actually.
Cane's is an
Um,
LSU thing, baby.
Yeah, I know that's great. Also, I actually heard the podcast that the owner did one time, and it made sense. He was like, "You focus on one thing, the drive-through moves quick. All you got to know when you go into Cane's is how many do you want, and like that's the only question you got to do. So they're quick and moving. So smart business plan they got going.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And, my daughter, speaking of the owner of Raising Cane's, he lives about half a mile from the LSU campus, which is where the original Raising
Right,
Cane's
right.
is. And he has this really nice house. And my daughter was like, let's go drive by it. It's accessible to the street. And he's got this massive tree house and another massive tree house that has this like, remember the movie Romance in the Stone or Jewel of the Nile, that this bridge that goes
Oh, wow.
across over there
Yeah.
from one to the main house. What? So it is bizarre. I have photos of it somewhere in my phone, but I'm like, all right, Raising Cane's. I mean,
That's that Trey Jones money when you go from 1 million to 12 million.
You know what?
You're like, what am I gonna do with this? That's what
You want to start some controversy? You got to go with who has the best sweet tea here in town.
Oh,
I'm gonna say, man, Bush's chicken, dude. That
It's not
tea
bad.
is deadly.
It's not bad.
That tea is deadly. It's
that tea
super
is
sweet, dude.
I mean,
that tea tastes like
man.
Kool-Aid from the 90s.
it
That tea-
tastes like diabetes.
Bro,
is what
it does.
tastes
No
like.
joke. You drink that tea, you need like a jug of water to
yeah.
wash it down.
You got to
man.
go half and half. Not even half and half. You say, give me unsweet with a dash.
But
you're
you-
making a mixed drink, basically.
You
at
want a
churches.
watered down tea that's still okay to drink? Bill Miller's
Bill
is
Miller's,
your tea, man.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm supposed to have lunch in about half an hour with one of our good friends, John Dyer. So John Dyer and I go back and forth with each other on Twitter all the time. We live relatively close to each other, so we're gonna go have some food. Now,
Tell John I need to treat him to Gilbert's Mexican restaurant on Marbach. That's
yeah.
his spot.
okay, we'll talk about Gilbert's as well.
Yes.
Gilbert's is great,
It's
but
my
man,
spot.
it just takes forever to get your food. I mean, it's
They
like
also can't pass a health test to save their lives, but whatever.
it's like you get there at 11:30, you make your order and say, "I'm gonna go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
I'll be back in an hour. Hopefully, it's done by then."
Yeah.
But it's good. It's
Yeah.
fire.
Well, you sit there, you get a performance, they're playing Tejano music. I'm there listening to Ramhead.
Man, look at Rudolph, man.
Yeah, and
Rudolph
then-
Gonzalez,
And then,
dude.
and then
no.
you got all the boosts that came from gyms.
Jim's.
It's like
Yes.
boosts from gyms 30 years ago.
Hey, Joe, I saw Rudy said something else about Bill Miller's had a controversy recently.
Yeah, that
What
was
was going on?
A lot of people are accusing them of having a different chicken vendor.
No, they're chicken strips. They're
That's
made
smaller.
smaller, just like their poor
it-
boys.
It's made smaller because they have a new vendor for their chicken, so they're
Mm.
coming in smaller, and therefore the chicken strips are not as plentiful or as bountiful as they used to be.
Man, look at this comment here. Dude, this is sacrilege. Golden Chick is better than Bush's. No,
Dude, you
bro.
know what? I haven't been a golden chicken forever, so
Joe's
I was
Go,
like,
go check it out, dude. It's bland chicken, dude.
I feel like Bush's is not like next level though.
No, man, Bush's is man. I'm telling you, man. The one right here on Petrenko.
Joe, I want to be friends.
You know,
I want to be
I,
friends.
I gotta take you, bro.
You know what I'm
I gotta
But
take you,
my
man.
wife Selena and I had a Bush's Chicken moment where we went like twice a week for like 3 months,
Yeah.
and we haven't had it in 5 years.
Man.
Damn. That fried okra at Bush's chicken's for
I'm telling you,
real.
man, that Bush's chicken's good, boy.
You just can't get the sweet tea. You can't. You
Man,
can't
whoo,
do it.
no,
You can't
bro.
do it.
Unless you want to walk out with diabetes.
Okay, so
Can't do it.
I brought up John Dyer's name because he and I always argue about the fact, and I'm going to show you a photo, by the
Let
way.
me see it.
My daughter last
Tag 'em,
night at a
tag 'em.
Mexican restaurant ordered a hamburger, a cheeseburger at a Mexican restaurant.
Hey,
And
sometimes
that's
they're
what-
good.
That's what it looks like right there. Dude,
Yeah. Come on.
the cheeseburgers at a Mexican restaurant, dude, they hit differently, man. They're good.
They're greasy as hell, dude. That grease just like
It's
it
made-
infuses them with flavor.
It's made from the 3-pot grease. They just
Everything.
figured it out.
dude. That tripa
With
grease,
with
fajita,
fajita spice.
you know,
That's
whatever
funny.
they make the asada with. Everything's on it.
That is awesome, man. I'm getting hungry over
Dude, I
here.
know. I'm like,
I'm
God.
getting hungry over here. Are you a Marvel nerd like this guy is?
I'm not like this guy is. I love me some Marvel. I love me some DC too. I'm not. I wouldn't say I can't deep dive as hard, but I think I can hold my weight in a conversation for sure.
Yeah, Mike's not a fan of any of the comic book movies or nothing like
No,
that.
I mean I saw Transformers. the
Well,
other
because
day.
he believes in fantasy with the Saints. That's why he's like, hey, maybe they'll be good.
He lives in fantasy
He lives
land.
in fantasy land.
Hey,
I
that
know.
would be a good take, a good segment, dude.
Yeah, so
For you and your Saints
for
talk.
you and your-
Fantasy land.
No,
Fantasy land.
Someone over here is asking earlier. I don't know, half an hour ago was like, Jimenez is a Saints fan and trying to make fun of that. You know what? The Saints are the only team to play a real game in San Antonio.
They are, and they're also like they have some of the funnest fans. All joking aside, it's a great city. Some of the funnest fans. The best uniform color combo. I love that black and gold so clean.
Dude, it looks good on the cheerleaders too.
Yeah.
man.
Like, come on, come on, come on.
Jimenez always got to keep it real,
like
dude.
This guy
black and
gotta get home and get stabbed.
Okay.
Are you gonna watch the game? If you go to the game, or are you gonna watch the cheerleaders?
Black and gold is either very classy or very slutty. There's no middle ground between the two. But I go to a game every year at the Superdome, and the thing about it is this: what I like about it, try to go to a Cowboy game, got to take out like a second mortgage to
Oh,
afford
dude,
tickets.
crazy.
I go up to the Saints game. I don't have to pay for parking because
Yep.
there's no parking lot.
Yep.
It's like in the middle of the downtown.
Mm-hmm.
You just walk
Bars all around.
bars all around. You walk up in there. I get good seats, like lower level seats, 40-yard line for like $40. Can't beat it.
Yeah.
And then the food in there is not hamburgers and hot dogs. No, it's gumbo. It's shrimp po' boys.
Yep.
It's fried
No,
chicken.
it's for real food. It's no joke.
Yeah. No, so Saints games are an experience.
I've only been to that stadium once, and I went for WrestleMania. So instead of being a Marvel nerd, I still love my wrestling, my UFC, all that good stuff. But I went for WrestleMania, and it was nuts, so dude. You had people dressed as Ric Flair on Bourbon, bro. You had people dressed as Macho Man. It was nuts, dude. It was crazy.
Did they do the voice?
100%. He was like, "We're gonna be the cream of the top here on Bourbon Street." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, dude, relax." This guy, I was like, you have too many grenades in one hand to be safe tonight.
Oh, the grenades! Oh my goodness!
And then what's the
grenade drink? Yeah.
Since we're talking about chicken, what's the chicken place on Bourbon Street? What is
Mother's,
that?
baby.
No, so I like Mother's. There's a fast food one though that's really popular on Bourbon.
Oh yeah.
What is it? Chicken. Oh my God, that place has a place in my heart, dude. What is that place?
Yeah,
called?
I can see the picture
You know
like
what I'm
of the
talking
sign.
It's something chicken. Dude, it's fire. We got to figure it out, but that place, biscuits, everything, and they sent you a grenade with your chicken. Give me that. Give me that. 10 out of 10.
Oh my goodness! I need
Willie's chicken. Is it Willie's chicken?
It's not Willie's, man.
Oh.
I got to think of what it
It's
is.
something like that, but we'll get back.
Yeah, no, but they have several of them over there. New Orleans is a great town, great place to hang out. I'm thinking about going over to Vegas sometime this summer. It's so freaking hot, man.
Dude,
It's too
It's
hot.
just so stinking hot. But I want to go see Usher in concert, man.
Ursher?
Ursher, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
What's your favorite Usher song? I'm gonna say Ursher again. What's your favorite Usher song? That's my boy. I have a video that we could post to Twitter of me singing "Burn" in 2003. And
He's singing "Burn" because your brother's got STDs.
I got the sideways hat and like an and one shirt on.
Yeah, I mean, My Way was really good. There's so many, dude. I have this belief that Usher is one of the few artists where if you put him in a time machine,
Yeah.
and you brought him to 2023
Still successful.
and dropped his hits from 1997, he'd still be a hit.
Yeah.
You know what song people like to
How you know
from Usher? You Got It Bad.
you got it
so
bad.
good.
You remind me of a girl. You know that you remind me is a good song.
Yep.
But he's been around for a while, dude. Usher Raymond, 1978 was when he was born. This is a guy that was what Nickelodeon or Disney back in the day? He was
I
one
don't
of
know.
those.
All I know is my first album I ever bought was Little John's Crunk Juice. And it was because it had Lovers and Friends on it, and I was obsessed with Lovers and Friends.
Oh, dude, My Boo. There's a song
That's
right
a jam
there.
right there.
Oh, OMG. Dude, okay, every time I hear OMG, I think of there used to be a bar here in town called Boston Pub that was really happening for like a 3-year period. OMG was forever on the jukebox, and it was probably because of me. You Got It Bad's a great song as well. Anything
You
from
know, yeah, it's a good
Confessions.
song.
Yeah, it's just a classic. You play
Yeah. Everybody comes out on the dance floor when you play that one, dude.
Before we let you go,
go for it.
let's talk gambling.
Let's talk about it.
You are now married.
You wanted
with
to get
child.
a tattoo of your 2 favorite cards, so I know we're talking gambling.
Yeah, and if I go to Vegas and I get drunk enough, it'll be Jack 9.
Jack 9.
That's my favorite hand.
Gotcha.
And the reason why it's my favorite hand is because when I was first learning poker, I had a huge pot that I won. My first massive pot that I ever won in Vegas was with Jack 9, and I'll always remember that. In fact, I was just at security service by North Star Mall the other day, and I was walking down the street, and there was 2 playing cards on the floor. It was the Jack and the 9.
Wow. So it's just meant to be for you.
I have them in my car.
That's crazy.
I have them in my car.
I just got back from Windstar. I was playing. I was playing a lot of craps. A lot of craps. I was on the craps table till about 4 a.m. each night. It was nuts.
Dude, they'll love playing craps.
It's so fun.
It's easy come, easy go.
It is. And it's not, you're not going to lose a ton unless you bet a ton, but you can also make it up really slowly and surely. You can play for a while and make your money last.
Speaking of slowly and surely, Matt Lerma reaches out and says, nice and slow.
Nice and slow. That's the jam. Hey, I'll tell you what, this is being real with you. Matt, can we put Matt's comment up real quick? I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Matt. This is me letting you into the life of Brandon Medina.
Oh, my God. This is your baby making music?
Nice and slow. 2 big moments in my life. One, I became a man, wink, wink, if you know what I mean, to Nice and Slow. And I created my daughter to Nice and Slow. So Usher Raymond has a huge place in the Medina household. Usher Raymond and Sade. Massive.
Oh, dude. I remember you talking about Sade all the back in the day.
Sade. I wanted to name my daughter Sade, dude. I was like, that's my girl.
Anthony Swartz reached out and says, don't forget the LL Cool J concert in Vegas Labor Day weekend. That is true. I saw LL Cool J in concert about 5 years ago.
Still just ripped.
Dude, it was the weirdest set ever because it was LL Cool J was the opening act.
Okay.
Tim McGraw came up next.
What?
And then the Killers.
What the hell?
It was Final Four weekend.
What?
in like when they had it here in San Antonio, it was like Maroon 5 and
Yeah, kind of like a lot of pop bands.
One Republic and all that stuff.
Yeah.
LL Cool J, Tim McGraw, and the Killers. Wow, that is a
dude. What kind of playlist would that like
not even that.
translate
What
to,
kind
man?
of people do you got there, dude?
A little bit of everything, man. Now, Anthony Schwartz is reminding us about Ice-T. Dude, I love Ice-T. And it's so great when you think of these rappers.
He's a great detective.
Yes, and that's exactly where I was going. They have the voice. Like last night, I was watching the other guys with
so good. With
so
Will
great.
Ferrell
and
Mark
Wahlberg. Is it Ice-T that's narrating?
I think so.
You know when they jump off the roof,
Aim
when
for
it's-
the bushes.
aim for the bushes, and he goes, no one knows what they were thinking. That shit was crazy. Oh, Ice-T, Hustler, Hustler. God,
That's
I love
awesome.
Ice-T.
You know what? I like his commercials for Car Shield.
We're not even mentioning the music. We're just talking about everything else he's in.
And then,
man.
Ice Cube became like some guy that comes out in family movies.
Dude, Ice Cube. I saw Ice Cube about 3 years ago, and it was just thugs that have now become family men. I was just like,
Dude.
this is wild.
They had him come out. Ice Cube came out on the show. Was it that one show from a while back, a couple of months ago? Triller, when they were getting started and all that. They
Oh,
had
yeah.
all the hip hop acts come back out. Man, these guys were struggling, dude. They had to go up the escalator to get up there on that little stage and sing. And they had a rag. He had a rag. He was sweating. He was trying to get through his set. I'm like, bro.
Dude, you guys would have enjoyed. I was in Seattle last year.
Yeah.
And they have the Museum of Pop Culture.
Yep.
And they have one area there that's for Pearl Jam,
And
one area that's for Nirvana, one
Yep.
for Jimi Hendrix. But they have a hip hop area there. One of the things that they had was Biggie's suit, like that he wore at some awards show or what.
It's a big ass suit.
Dude, I'm a big boy, dude.
Me too.
I'm a big boy. I went up to that suit. I could have fit 3 of me in there.
Yeah,
I
Biggie
never
was big.
realized that Biggie was that big.
Yeah, I mean, when your name's Biggie Small, like you better be like Heavy D got little. Heavy D got small. I was like, you're not heavy no more, dude. But yeah, Biggie Smalls. I mean, God, I mean, he has to be on anybody's Mount Rushmore of hip hop artists, right?
Has to
No
be.
doubt, dude.
Yeah.
It has to be. Although I do make the joke, it always sounds like he's running out of breath.
Yes.
Because he's Biggie.
100%.
Yes. He's Biggie. And I think about like all those rappers, and the one that makes the most money out of all of it is probably Sting from The Police, because P. Diddy stole his song.
Oh, yeah,
Missing
he did.
You.
He did. Didn't he get sued over like a lot of money?
Yeah, I think Sting gets paid like $2 million a year.
That's
off
just
of
for that.
Just
Yeah,
that one song, that little jingle.
Just for hood dudes putting that song on their Instagram.
just so Faith Evans can sing to it.
Yeah.
This has been fun. Joe, what you got going on today? You're on Locked On Spurs today, right?
Locked On Spurs today, so make sure you all go and check that out. I already shared the link on my Twitter, so you
Awesome.
can go check it out at Two Shots Podcast. And also, make sure you go and check out Jeff's Twitter handle as well. I think it's Jeff G Spurs Zone, so go and check that out as well. And listen to it so you can win the contest.
not even just to win. It's the first day of free agency. It's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah, man.
It's a
gonna
huge show.
be a really fun show.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, man. Jeff Garcia does a fantastic job with the daily content there.
Yep.
For Spurs coverage. Again, that contest, you have to listen to Locked On Spurs today and answer his question on Twitter. He'll ask it sometime today. And the winner gets a season year-long pass to the San Antonio Zoo along with a gift box of some sort. $148 value. Very, very nice. Again, you can follow Jeff Garcia at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter. You can also subscribe to him. I do on Spotify. Daily content I listen to all the time. Thank you again to Cynthia J. Sanchez from J. Parr Real Estate, 210-273-0748. You can get a free market analysis of your home. If you're buying, if you're selling a home, reach out to Cynthia J. Sanchez, J. Parr Real Estate, 210-273-0748, or you can reach out to me and I'll reach out to her. I'll hook you guys up, make it all happen. She does a fantastic job. She's my personal realtor. Brandon, I'm excited. Not only were you here today,
Yep.
but we're doing the fantasy show.
Mm-hmm.
Before we go, what are you excited about this upcoming football season when it comes to fantasy football?
Yeah, when it comes to fantasy football, I think we have an exponential amount of rookie talent that can really make or break a keeper draft, a dynasty draft, redraft leagues. I think there's going to be so many rookies taking over positions, and I think the most exciting part of it is the people who you were drafted in that top 5 spots 2-3 years ago are free agents now
Mhm.
are fighting for positions.
Dalvin Cook.
There is a mix up in the running back position specifically that we have not seen in a very, very long time. And you have a ton of quarterbacks that are new to the league, like Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, who we have no idea what to expect. If you have learned anything from us in the past, me and Mike both swung on Lamar Jackson in that huge year. There's a lot of chances to swing on home runs, whether it's Bijan, Anthony, Richardson over there in Indianapolis?
Yeah.
So,
Anthony.
I mean, there's a ton of rookie talent that is going the offensive way where you can draft them later on in the year. So that's going to be a fun time come August.
Again, the show gets going August 6th. We'll help you with your draft. And maybe we'll put one together, a listener league of some sort.
Yeah, my birthday's August 10th, so I'm going to come in hyped up.
There you go, baby.
I'm ready to go.
There you go. That's Brandon Big Poppy Medina. How do we follow you on Twitter?
Follow me on Twitter at Big Poppy Brandon M. Make sure you follow me. I'm always on there talking trash, betting sports, talking fantasy, and talking Spurs, baby.
Very nice. Joe Garcia producing today's show. Fantastic job as always. Fantastic place as always.
Yes,
Look at
sir.
this setup. Amazing. My name is Mike Jimenez. Again, you can follow me on Twitter at MG Acquire Taste. Don't forget, if you are on the YouTube stream, like and subscribe.
Yes.
Like and subscribe. I was taking a look at the metrics the other day. Only 70% of the people who are watching are subscribed, which means 30% of you are jackasses that have not hit the subscribe button. Do us a favor. Please do so. We went over 400 yesterday in just 2.5 weeks, making the march to 1,000 before the football season starts. This has been fun. We'll be back, Wednesday? I might do something Monday. I might post a video on Monday. But no show Monday and Tuesday. Everyone have a safe and happy 4th of July weekend.
Pop the hell out of fireworks for Michael Jimenez.
Oh, you know what? Before we go, thank you for reminding me. We got to update the poll. The poll asked the question, fireworks are what? Are they either A, fun, B, fun to watch, fun to pop, or is it a big waste of money? I'm excited to see. 154 people voted in the past hour.
Nice.
34% fun to pop, 34% fun to watch,
Let's go.
32% waste of money.
What a wild mix.
The real answer to all this,
Fireworks will continue making money. That's the answer.
all of the above is
All of
what
the
it
above.
is.
Yep.
Is what it is. But it's been fun. Everyone have a safe weekend. Enjoy the holiday. Don't be too dangerous with the fireworks. We want you to have 10 fingers and 10 toes come Wednesday.
No Pierre Paul guys out there. Come on.
Oh, goodness. Dude, you have to leave it on that note.
I know. Listen, I'm just saying, be safe out there. Enjoy the fireworks and enjoy free agency. Let's hope the Spurs can make a big splash.
That's right. Austin Reeves talking to you.
Come on.
This is fun. We'll talk to you guys on Wednesday. See ya.